It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Okay, today I'm going to start out my video. It's a Halloween special because it is Friday, right before Halloween. And the video that I'm going to show you on my ClearTouch interactive board is going to scare the living crap out of the A-free sales teams. Let her rip.
This year, the market changed. You've changed. So is the demand for business printers over bigger MFPs. If you're an imaging dealer, award-winning sales performance coach Rick Lambert says his new Selling A4 to Win program was built to put your competition on their heels. You know the time is now to sell A4 devices. Make it happen with professional on-demand sales coaching and an A4 sales and marketing kit that will be kryptonite to your competition. Prospecting templates, customer-facing visuals, social media posts, and a demand generation video your customers need to see. Join us at the Sell to Win Academy to learn more and get ready to unleash your potential selling A4 to win. Another winning SellToWin.com production.
Holy smokes, if you're an A3 obsessed person, I got to put my A4 Revolution hat on for that. That had to scare you. Rick, how are you doing? I'm so excited you finally got this package put together. I can't wait till we unleash it in the marketplace. You know, anytime I imagine something and that imagination comes true, it just reinforces me to imagine more. And when I kicked off this A4 Revolution with my friends at Lexmark in Boston, and back in 2018, here we are in 2020, and the A4 is all anybody can talk about. It's super exciting. How's it going, Rick?
Great. Thank you very much for having me on, Ray. We're so excited about this Selling A4 to Win training program. You obviously were a big inspiration. You were onto this, this trend a long time ago. And, I was inspired as well by folks like Wes McCarter at Nexera, who consistently deliver, the best fact-based information on what's happening in the marketplace. And we're just super excited to bring this to market later this month in November. But I have to hand it to you, launching this pre-launch, I'll call it, before Halloween, pretty spooky.
It's scary stuff. We can go to these webinars and just have a couple of drinks, or we can watch a horror movie. I figured I'd bring a horror movie to the channel. Rick, tell us a little bit about this whole A4 to Win, Sell to Win package. give us a little bit of insight. What are we going to get with this?
So what we wanted to do, Ray, was walk this to market and not run it to market. Clearly, the trend was already headed towards, in many cases, smaller devices. And by the way, we work with a lot of OEMs, distributors, and many, many dealers, whether it's on the training side or our digital marketing agency, to support them with A3, right? Mm-hmm. Managed IT, security, document management, all that good stuff. But in the print space, we just saw such a big gap in terms of our opportunity for imaging dealers. And, if you think about it, the recent stats I saw just last week were indicating that print volumes are down roughly 45% in a typical office. Now, look, I know they're all over the map here, but I think most would agree that things have changed. And if I use a quote from a great Canadian, Wayne Gretzky, he told us, don't skate to where the puck is now, skate to where it's going. And that's all we're trying to do with this program, is give our customers an unfair advantage to do some damage out there versus A3 sellers.
Well, when you look at the data, I've had Wes on numerous times from Nexera. I've been preaching this for a couple of years now. I'm so excited that the marketplace is now talking about it at a much deeper level. I'm so excited that I don't have people calling me up, telling me all the reasons why A4 doesn't work. They're actually looking for how to make it work. Your video series, your training series is a big, big leap into helping people get into the space. So when you kick this thing off, how long is it going to take a typical dealership to go through the program? How long are these just give me some insight on what am I going to get with the Sell to Win A4 Revolution?
Okay, great question. So, we built it with the Gen Z or millennial in mind. Not to say those of us missing a few feathers couldn't learn from it as well. But, it's video-based, it's on-demand. We do not slap our clients with busy slides, a monotone voice, and a whole bunch of text. We just don't think people learn that way. And we wanted to do is we built 10 video modules, and then we're going to complement that with a turnkey marketing kit, all digital, built for the virtual world today. So the modules, just to give you a quick rundown, Module 1 talks all about today's, not a year ago, today's printing stats and facts, what's going on right now. Module 2, we get into how you should anticipate the A3 seller to attack you as an A4 seller. We interview industry experts. We're going to have you on, Ray, Wes McCarter, talking about fact-based information, what's happening in others. Then we're going to turn it around and say, okay, if you're selling A4, here's how I believe you could absolutely knock out an A3 competitor. Then we'll walk them through A4 prospecting, how to do a sales call, inclusive of customer-facing presentation aids. We'll talk about objections they should expect, how to insert A4 into their proposals or propose an A4 solution. And then we're going to give them that, that's going to be absolute kryptonite, as the video said, our marketing kit. The whole program will take someone less than 2 hours to complete, but we find today's learner likes to eat them in these little mini modules like we're doing. And, we think it's the perfect time to come to market because, as you know, December 31st is a time when 80% of small to medium-sized businesses have their fiscal year end. And we think right now is buying season. So when we bring this to market towards the end of November, it's going to be a real rocket ship in terms of, I think people should at least take a look at it because, how many accounts right now, if you're an imaging dealer, are you looking at saying, you know what, maybe they got some bigger devices out there from my competitor that they don't really need, they're underutilizing, they're paying a big, lease contract on it. And maybe if I present them with a different value proposition, because a lot of these A4 devices now, as we know, they do a lot more than print, copy, scan, fax, right? They're a gateway to the cloud and all these other great things. And, with our client base that range from imaging dealers right through to MSPs, we just think this is a nice bolt-on, to say the least, to do some damage out there.
Well, we're excited about it because, a lot of people will reach out. What's the A4 strategy? How are we going to go sell A4? I used to tell them just start selling A4. So you're putting some teeth into this, for the revolution. You're going to help us win against the overspecking and overselling that we've seen for way too long now. And, Rick, I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to kick it off, so I'll have you back on when we officially kick this thing off. But I thought, what, it's Halloween. We got to scare the hell out of the industry. We got to wake them up to the realities of the marketplace. The other thing I want to ask you about, Rick's done a great job educating dealers into that digital intersection and that gateway between the physical and digital world. I know you had the LinkedIn boot camp, and I want to congratulate you on that because I'm a big LinkedIn proponent, obviously. But more importantly, I've seen a lot of the responses. I think every day there's 2 or 3 people talking about the course and how great that was. So tell me a little bit about that course because I really want more of my friends to get into it because they really need to.
Well, thanks, Ray. I appreciate the venue. Look, in 2018, it was my New Year's resolution as a sales performance coach to learn how to use LinkedIn. And, you and I, if you're a viewer right now, you can go to YouTube and get all the videos and all the whatevers. But what we wanted to do is build a program that was built for sales professionals. And, there's a difference between a technical person's cut at it and a salesperson. And so what we've done is we created a 30-day program. It's got 5 videos. They're about 15 minutes each. How to set up your profile, how to expand your network. So if you sat there at your keyboard and thought, okay, what do I say to connect with this guy or this lady? These are the templates that we give you. We talk about basically prospecting strategies on LinkedIn, and very respectful. We're not coaching people to send a prospecting email type thing. I think that turns people off, to say the least. We then have a program, one of the videos is on best practices. And you know what, Ray, a lot of people don't know the little things like how to tag someone or how to correct a typo. And then our last module, which surprisingly has been very popular, is a virtual selling module. We talk about email prospecting, phone, and LinkedIn. And then each week they get a micro video. And the Xerox Corporation, I got to give them a big shout out in the U.S. Like they just signed our program up to offer it to their entire U.S. agent population. I think as of yesterday, we had over 200 people complete the program, not start it, complete it.
Awesome.
I've been speaking to some dealer groups, organizations, but the bottom line is whether it's through us or somebody else, I just can't imagine how a sales team today can succeed without having LinkedIn as part of, not all of, but part of their sales activity mix.
Well, it's just crazy to me. I make a really good living on LinkedIn, and I keep telling people, LinkedIn is not about selling. I mean, these people get too obsessed. They're trying to sell shit on LinkedIn and putting flyers out there to sell stuff. LinkedIn is about engagement. It's about finding prospects, learning about prospects. There's a wealth of information on your prospects in LinkedIn. And when you engage your prospects through a digital atmosphere, you build a better relationship with them. It helps you sell them when the time's ready to sell them. Rick, is there anything you want to add before we end this? And I can't wait for this package to come out in the marketplace. I got my A4 Revolution hat on. I can't wait to really start seeing the momentum in the marketplace?
I would just say if you're an imaging reseller, you might want to check it out when we bring it out, just so you know what the other folks may be coming over the hill with. But I'd also like to give a big shout out to my team. Ray, you've had Cheryl Weedmark, the lady that runs my digital marketing agency into communications on. She's outstanding, I would say, if not the best, one of the best in North America at coming up with how dealers cannot promote themselves to their customers, but educate their customers that in the end attracts them to be considered, for whatever it is they're buying. And we just have a phenomenal team. Our video teams worked hard on the Save For thing. We kept the videos short, they're tight. It's not a bunch of fluff. It's hard-hitting, fact-based. And if you've taken a Sell-to-Win course, you know what to expect.
Yep.
But a big thanks to you as well, Ray, for having me on today. We're going to have some fun with this thing because I think, I got a bit of a hockey background, and quick analogy for you before I go. When you play at an elite level in hockey, you tend to read the program before you go on the ice, right? So you know who the scorers are, and you also know who the tough guys are. And what you do in the dressing room before a game is you say, hey, is this guy a righty or a lefty? And you ask that reason. You know why you ask that reason, Ray?
I don't have any idea because I'm not a hockey player.
Well, maybe I'll show you one day. My point is, when you get out on the ice and you're with a tough guy and you think he's a righty and he starts throwing lefts, I can tell you from personal experience, it's a very uncomfortable situation, okay?
That makes sense.
And what this program, this Selling A4 to Win is going to do is some people are going to expect you to come at them with an A3, and you're going to knock them out with an A4 with this program. Anyway,
Love
we're
the
excited
analogy.
about it, Ray. Really appreciate the early announcement here through your venue.
Well, I appreciate it too. We had to do something for Halloween. Hope we scared you into paying attention because we all know this, my friends. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all on Monday.